Hello, the topic for this video is complex fractions. Complex fractions have two fractions, one in the numerator and one in the denominator. You're going to be dividing top fraction divided by the bottom fraction. When you divide fractions, you're going to keep, switch, flip, the same way you would when you divide any other fraction. Make sure that you factor your terms and cancel out anything that matches. Here we have a complex fraction. This is fraction number 1, this is our division bar, and this is fraction number 2. It might be helpful if your first step is to write the problem horizontally instead of vertically. Write them exactly as they are, x squared minus 4 over x divided by 3x over x minus 4. If your first step keeps the division and keeps the fractions in their same state, it will be easier for you to see the next step, which is to keep, switch, flip. Keep the first fraction, x squared minus 4 over x. Switch to multiplying, and then flip the second fraction. So the x minus 4 comes to the top, and the 3x moves to the bottom. This is the same concept for dividing any other fractions. If you're not comfortable with that skill, please review some of the videos in our other series. Having a strong foundation will make the complex fractions make more sense. Now that it's set up properly, we're going to factor. Here, I can factor this difference of squares, x plus 2 and x minus 2, and keep that over x. If that's the part where you're having difficulty, review the videos for the different methods of factoring. The more you can recognize how to factor, the more you'll be able to see what to do with these complex fractions. The next side does not factor, so I'm going to rewrite things as they are. Then you would look to see whether or not any terms match. If they do, you will cancel them out. If they don't, you multiply what you have. I'm going to keep things in their factored form for my final answer. X plus 2, x minus 2, and x minus 4. You do not have to multiply all of these terms together again. At the bottom, we multiply and get 3x squared. This is your final answer. Let's try another example together. Here's our first fraction, then the division bar, and then the second fraction. First, write the problem horizontally. Don't change anything. So I keep 2x plus 6 over this trinomial divided by the second fraction. As you increase speed and confidence, you might set up your problem having already done the next step. Keep, switch, flip. While you're building confidence and accuracy, don't skip any steps. Write out each line so that you can avoid common mistakes and see what to do next. Keep the first fraction. Switch to multiplying, and flip the second fraction. As you can see, the more comfortable you are with factoring, the easier it will be for you to solve these problems. If you have time to review factoring, it will make your work with complex fractions easier. Now that everything is factored, we can see what matches and cancel it out. X minus 3 and x minus 3 will cancel, and these 2's will cancel. For our final answer, we're just going to keep everything that's left. You don't have to multiply these back. You can just write the binomials in their parentheses. So we're keeping x plus 3 and x plus 4 at the top, and we're keeping x minus 2 and x minus 6 at the bottom. Because nothing matches, we stop canceling, and this is our final answer. Try this on your own. Take your time and write out each line. Pay attention to your signs and see what cancels. Pause the video, come back when you're ready to check your work. Let's see how you did. Compare your steps with the steps I have on the screen. The first step is to write the problem horizontally, keeping the division and the fractions as they are written. This will help you see the next step, which is to keep the first fraction, switch to multiplying, and flip the second fraction. Then, when everything is in the right place, you can start factoring. Check your factoring. Make sure you saw this difference of squares, this trinomial pattern, and your greatest common factor. So you will be using different methods of factoring. Then see what matches and cancel it out. Whatever is left is your final answer. You do not have to multiply these terms again. Complex fractions involve two fractions, one in the numerator and one in the denominator. To solve them, you're going to divide top fraction divided by bottom fraction. You're going to follow the same rules for dividing any fractions: keep, switch, flip. You'll be doing quite a bit of factoring with these problems. You simplify by canceling out any terms that match, and whatever is left is your final answer. Send us your questions and comments through the Contact Us page on the website. Good luck.